Okay, so we are going to be looking at the Dundalk Renaissance website. They have a great website. It's actually dundalkusa.org, and there's a lot of information here. And if you go to the first page, it gives you a lot of community information, which I feel like is really great. And it really says who Dundalk Renaissance is. So they are a nonprofit community development organization dedicated to Dundalk's revival by building our community's strengths. And they go into a lot of community information, and a lot of people don't realize that there are 43 miles of waterfront in Dundalk. And there's affordable homes for families of all sizes. Just goes more and more into the community information. So I definitely suggest that you check all of this out. And there's some great incentives that they have, like they have homebuyer education classes. We just had one this past Saturday. Fred and I were actually there to teach the agent portion of the workshop. And the next one is going to be announced soon. So I'll make sure I get that information out to you. And financial success workshop. So this is big, and I highly suggest that anybody that wants to work on their finances, whether you're just getting started or, you know, you've been working on it for a while and still need some work, or you feel like you're in a okay spot, but you know, there's always room for improvement or tips and tricks as far as budgeting or, you know, your financial goals. I highly suggest taking this class. It's via Zoom. You have to go nowhere, and it is free. So it's everything you need to know about building a solid financial foundation and reach your goals. This class covers credit restoration, budgeting, components of a credit score, and more. So it's going to give you some really great tips on getting started. So highly recommend that whomever you are, that you check it out. And then there's home buyer education classes. Oh, there we go. So there's February 25th is the next one at 10 a.m. So this is a requirement to get your housing certificate, and you can attend their online Be a Buyer workshop, and you get to hear from an agent, from a lender, and from Sonia Dietz and housing counseling to get more information about the grant. But it does give you information about being a first-time home buyer, what to expect during the process, what to keep in mind to get started. So I highly also suggest taking that class. And then they also offer free tax filing for the community. So it's by appointment, and there is a time frame between February 6th and April 14th. And households who earn less than $60,000 in 2022 are eligible for free state and federal tax filing. So you can make an appointment to get that taken care of. And then they also have a Dundalk Cares incentive where you can actually get your free Dundalk Cares yard sign and car magnets. So if you sign up, you will have a yard sign that looks identical to what you see on the screen and magnets to put in your car. So I think that that's really awesome too. So what they do. So they do neighborhood stabilization, commercial revitalization, marketing to the next generation, small business incubation. So there's a lot that they do that some people may not even know about. So it's good to check things out. So, and they have that photographer at the Forge that, you know, there's just a bunch of new team members. So definitely check it out. Okay, so now we're going to get into the reports. So there's a ton of statistical reports, but the really awesome part is that the reports that we have access to as real estate agents breaks things down per subdivision. So if you are wanting some more information about the exact subdivision that you live in and statistical information, it is here. So pretty awesome stuff. And then we also have a detailed report for 2022 that I threw in here for us, just to give us an idea of the percentage of change from 21 to 22. And we find that the prices, as you see on this left-hand column that says 2022, are going up and have gone up in 2022, even though there are less homes that have been sold. So I mean, before COVID, we had an inventory problem. Even now, we still have an inventory problem, meaning that there's still more of a buyer demand than we have homes to sell or provide to our buyers. And it has been a challenge. We do get through it. We do find homes for our buyers, but it's just something to keep in mind. And, you know, I think a lot of people wonder, you know, why are these prices still going up, or why are these prices still holding? And people are just waiting for that drop to happen. And we really don't think it's coming. The prices are still going to stay stable in most markets, considering the fact in Baltimore that we just still have an inventory problem. And, you know, we do have some new home builds going up and more people moving this year. And, you know, it's just going to get better and better over time, but just something to just keep in mind in our current market. And here we are. Here's some more statistical data that we have access to. So right now, the median sold price is $200,000, as you'll see on the left-hand side of the graphic. And you'll see that the median sold prices are down from November 2022 and up from December 2021. So from year to date, we have 2022 $211,500 as far as what the median sold price is. And that is up from 2021, which was 185,000. So we do see this, and we have seen the prices creeping up over time. And the really awesome part about these reports is we see a 5-year December average of 167,050. So being able to see that average over 5 years time is just really, it gives you a lot of information about what has happened over the past few years. And of course, you know, the incentives that the Dundalk Renaissance program provides, and just the revitalization that's happening in the area, which is very exciting. So on the right-hand side, we have a closed sales versus median sold price, as you will see. And along the bottom, it's actually the initials for the months of the year. And the actual purple line right there just gives you the median sold price. So traditionally, wintertime is more of a down market than the summertime. But just seeing those prices, as you can see, that have gone up, and we are still staying way above that 5-year December average right now with prices. And as you can see, December 2022, the actual sales, the closed sales were down. But if you look back into a more stable market, as 2020, actually 2020 in December was COVID. But traditionally, winter times are a little bit more on the cold side. And you can see, you know, 2020 actually into the beginning of 2021, you can see it's just up across the board. And, you know, a lot of people, of course, are racking that up to just the pent up demand of home buyers, and just, you know, things kind of snowballed from there. And now we're getting back to more of a normal market, but the prices have increased and we expect them to stay there. Okay, so here is more information about Dundalk Renaissance Grant. This year, they have 20 $10,000 grants. If you stay in your house for 5 years, it is yours. That $10,000 is done. It's satisfied. You are good to go. So buy your house in Dundalk, use a $10,000 grant, stay there for 5 years, and it's gone. It's forgivable. You owe them nothing back. So that's a really great incentive to be purchasing in Dundalk. You are able to refinance your home as long as you do not pull equity out of the house. So if you see that the interest rates are getting better, you want to refinance, you can without paying it back, as long as you do not pull equity out of the house. So the grant can be used for down payment or closing costs. You do not need to be a first-time home buyer to use the grant, but you cannot own So you have to sell your home. If you're a current homeowner, you do have to sell your home before you can purchase another one in order to use the grant. So that's just some food for thought to keep in mind. And this year they have 20 grants. So that's awesome. 20 $10,000 grants that can be used to purchase in Dundalk. There is a neighborhood map, so it can just show you where those boundary lines are. And then there's 3 easy steps to qualify for their grant. So you fill out the grant application online, which that's just a hyperlink right there. Click that, fill it out. Scheduling a meeting with Sonia. She is their housing and financial counselor. So she's going to review your income and home buying needs and give you some more information about what grant programs that you qualify for. You also need to obtain a home buyer certification from a home ownership and counseling program, which also can be done online. So I can give you those resources on where you can get that done. Grantees must have a savings of $7,500 or 5% of their annual income. They want to make sure that potential new homeowners have a emergency fund in the bank when they purchase their house. And these are all foreclosure prevention measures, especially when you're purchasing a home and a good portion of your down payment and your closing costs are going to be paid for you. They want to make sure that you have some good rules of thumb that you're going to be working with to set you up for success as a new home buyer. Let's see. So there is an income eligibility chart. So this does go into the people that are going to be on the loan and on the title. There's a household size, and it's between 80% and 120% of the area median income. And if you are, so you find your household size on the top, and then determine whether your household income is between the 2 limits. And if it is, it's very likely that you can qualify for that Dundalk grant. And if you do not, don't be too worried or upset, because there are other grant programs for other incomes and household sizes and other things that are out there. There's federal grants, state grants, community grants. There's a whole bunch out there. So usually if you do not qualify for this, you usually qualify for something. So that's why the housing counseling agencies and, having knowledgeable agents and lenders are so important, because they're going to be able to help guide you along the path to figure out what grant programs you do qualify for, and starting this process ahead of time in order to get all your ducks in a row really sets you up for success. So there's some other links and good information on here, and some more information for next steps, including information for Sonia. All right, so that's a very good place to start, dundalkusa.org. And then they give you this handy homebuyer grant checklist, which gives you information about what you're going to need, which, keep in mind, most of the information that the housing counseling agencies are going to need is the same exact information that a lender is going to need when they pre-qualify you. So I highly suggest gathering up your information and giving it to your lender to pre-qualify you, and also giving it to your housing counseling agency to go over your information. That way you don't have to worry about your information expiring. You'll be able to get it taken care of all at once. So you're going to complete the Dundalk grant application. You're going to submit 2 months of pay stubs and any additional income documentation, and 2 years of tax returns for income verification. You are going to give them a statement or a screenshot of your savings, which is the 5% or 7,500, whichever is greater. You're going to want to attend a home buyer workshop, submit a lender pre-approval letter, and attend a Main Street event, which was waived during COVID-19. So we will definitely talk to them to see if that still applies, or if you will need to attend a Main Street event. I know that they we're kicking it back in gear last year, and there were some great events. There were some makers markets. And then there was actually a housing event that we did out in the park, and that was a lot of fun. And then obtain your home buyer certification. So that's one of the classes you actually can do online or via Zoom to get your home buyer certification, which I can also give you that information on how to do that. And then you're going to receive one-on-one financial counseling with Sonia Deese, our housing and financial counselor. So you're going to go through all of these steps, and then you're going to get further information on your next steps. And this is to do the Dundalk grant. Now, the other grants out there have different qualifications. They have different steps that you're going to take to get them. So we're going to figure out which grant programs you qualify for in order to give you the steps that you're going to need to take to move forward ahead of time to purchase your home. So you need to do certain things ahead of time in advance before you can purchase your home or use these grant programs. So it's important to work with people who know these grants in order to point you in the right direction, so you're not taking steps that you don't need to take. And then Beth Golding Homes, this is my link tree. So this is going to give you some other information like the HomeSnap app that is right from our Bright MLS, which is where all of the online resources get all of their listings from, is the Bright MLS. So the market value of my home. So if you're wondering what your current market value is, if you're wanting to use a grant program and you have to sell your house first in order to buy a new one, or if you just want an annual market checkup on your home, I'd be happy to help. So you click that, what is the market value of my home? And it actually takes you to an online calendar that you can schedule to for us to get together and chat either in person, over the phone, or via Zoom as well. So you can schedule an appointment virtually in person for a vast number of things. So that's another thing to check out. So you can submit an online review on Google, but you can also check out my online reviews. So online reviews, recommendations from friends and family members, recommendations from housing counseling agencies or other trusted professionals are really great ways to put your team together when you're looking to purchase your home. So that's always good things to check out for anybody that you're thinking about working with, because you really can't flub these Google reviews. Watch this week's video on YouTube. I am putting out weekly videos just like this one. So if you want to get directly to my channel, you go to my link tree, which is at Beth Golding Homes. Connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, and you can actually go directly to the Dundalk Realtor Partners Facebook page, where all of these updates are being put as far as when the new classes are, what the new rules are for 2023. And of course, we have $10,000 grants this year for homeowners that purchase in Dundalk. And there's my Google website. So all really good information. I'm really excited to be sharing this information with you. I've had a lot of questions about the Dundalk grant and what the incentives are this year. So I'm happy to help, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you want me to help you point in the right direction. Have a great day.